What's that one marketing trend you secretly love?
AI, I think, is top of everyone's mind.
60% of Google searches now end without a click.
Because instead of looking at 5 different websites and now arriving at a conclusion, AI is doing that for you. So why not?
When you look at the AI world right now, what is happening? It is being more referenced rather than being ranked. A year back, our AI traffic probably would have been about 2%. Post a year, I think that number has gone up to about 6 to 7%.
So brands also need to shift into this mindset of looking at AI as another destination for meeting their customers, which means that it's not necessary you're always looking at traffic.
The search space or the search landscape is now moving from a traffic building channel to an influence channel.
So with SEO, it was flyers on the wall and
Right.
people passing by would probably look at it. With AI, it's probably a good friend who's recommending you.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of B2B Marketing Podcast, presented by B2B World Summit and powered by Brand Story Digital. I am your host, Saikat Das Mahanti. When was the last time you actually clicked on a link what you were searching for? I haven't. The search behavior has been changing fast, from clicking to finding answers directly from AI. In this episode of AI Search, the changing landscape of content marketing, we explore how content marketing needs to evolve in this AI-first world. Joining us today is Akshatha Kamath, Senior Director, Global Brand and Content Marketing at MoEngage, a recognized leader in the content and marketing space. She has been featured in the LinkedIn Top 50, named among the top 25 women in content across Asia Pacific, and is widely known as the CMS Content Mughal and WMC influencer. Hello Akshatha. Welcome to B2B Marketing Podcast. Now, before we get into our discussion, I would really want to understand one thing that probably in one line you can probably answer us. What's that one marketing trend you secretly love, but you have not been able to use it, and one you wish would disappear forever?
That's an interesting question. What is that one trend that I just love? But haven't been used? I would say I've used it, but not maybe to the extent that it should be. AI, I think, is top of everyone's mind. We are here to talk AI as well. So I think AI is definitely that one new trend that I really love. And I really feel like we can explore it much more in the content space. The trend that I wish disappeared, this is a little controversial maybe. But I feel like, again, it's related to AI. I just wish people stopped using AI to write LinkedIn posts. Or if they did, they personalized it a bit.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I'm not very fond of.
So, okay. Very, very good answer. I think the one trend everybody wants to, actually, ride on is AI for sure.
Yeah.
And one that, want to disappear, yes, it's good to use AI to write posts and everything, but please personalize it. That's more important. I was going, while I was preparing for this subject and our discussion, and I was going through a few reports, and one of the reports suggests 60% of Google searches now end without a click. Okay, and this is primarily driven by AI search. Okay, now this is for sure a dilemma for marketers. Okay, marketers have for years been optimizing for clicks, and you've been in the content space, and I think one question is how many organic clicks that I have got. That's one of the questions that you would be asked. So do you think that this is primarily happening because of a user behavior, and this shift is happening because of the user behavior? Or is it because the platforms are, kind of pushing an AI-led experience? What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it's both. If you look at Google, if you go and search for something, the first portion that appears is AI overviews, which naturally is something that somebody wants to. From a user's perspective, also it's more convenient. Because instead of looking at 5 different websites and now arriving at a conclusion, AI is doing that for you. So why not?
Okay.
So I think it's a trend that works both ways. It's definitely beneficial for users and for marketers as well when we are doing something. What I've noticed, like you mentioned, in the past, the whole search equation was very straightforward. Brands produced content, the search engines gave them the clicks. Now that's changed because, like you mentioned, 60% of the search results don't even land up in clicks anymore. So I think that what's changed is the journey. So earlier there was search, click, read. So now there's search and analyze. So I think that's kind of the shift that's there in the market.
Interesting. Okay. So in this case, when you say that it's more of search and analyze, okay, while we'll dwell more into it, how are marketers today? What is that discussion that you are having in the boardroom with your CMO? Like, how do I optimize it? So what is that discussion that you are having?
I think this has happened over the past couple of years. So initially, of course, it was a shock for everybody why the organic traffic is suddenly dipping and what's going on. Because we are so used to, for a long time, optimizing for SEO, for the algorithms, looking at keywords, and there were minor updates. And suddenly the shift was definitely a little bit of a shock. But I think over the last couple of years, this trend has sunk in and people have now gotten used to the fact that traffic is not the only thing you need to optimize for. So I think we are now, this is still a space that's growing. I think it's changing very fast. So I don't think we all have the answers to where this will go. It's the early days of SEO if you look at it that way. So I would think the discussions we have are more around, okay, if we need to look at AI, now what is it that we need to do new or differently? Should we even focus on SEO? I think that was a conversation some time back. And then if it's AEO or GEO or the AI platforms that we are looking at, what do we measure? How do we know what we are doing is right? I think that's where we are.
That's where the discussions are very good, very good. You mentioned three, terminologies, okay, right now: SEO, AEO, and GEO. Now this is being used very, very commonly, and I believe people who are new probably or just getting onto this AI search. I think I honestly feel they're getting confused. Okay, so if you can in your mind, if you can explain what is SEO, AEO, and GEO. Okay, and probably in very, very simple terms, without any jargons, and also that it's very easy to understand. So, what exactly are they, and how different they are?
They are all related. I don't think they are mutually exclusive. They can't be three separate things, and it's not a matter of choice whether I do one or the other. They are interlinked and related, and for your organic engine to really grow and keep running. All three are definitely essential today and in the future. Now, SEO, I would like to think as your foundational block. It's the basics. You've got it sorted so far. You need to keep doing it. You cannot stop doing it because now there's suddenly AI. SEO is still going to be important, and that needs to be your website needs to be up and running and in the best form possible. AEO is the layer on top of it. So if you look at AEO, I would look at it as having the right answers to the search question. So in the past, you were optimizing for the topics.
Correct.
Now, once you have got the topics on your website, now you're also thinking of the question somebody is asking and how do I give the right answers. So the AI engine just picks that answer and it's in the right format for the engines to pick. And then GEO is letting the AI engine know that you're an authority and they can trust you. So that's the reputation that comes on top of both of these. So if you look at the search behavior also, it's not like somebody suddenly started looking for something else. If I'm looking for a CRM platform, I'm still looking for a CRM platform, whether it's on Google or it's on one of the AI platforms. What's changed is probably I'm giving more context to that AI engine. I'm in the past I would have said best CRM platform for my bank. Now I say, I'm working with a bank of this nature. This is the scale. This is the features that I'm looking for, and all of that. So the engine is then able to give me recommendations that is more meaningful for my context. So in that context, how do you make sure you have answers to those questions if you are CRM serving banks? And then how does AI trust you for being the best? I think that's how the three of them stack on top of each other.
Okay, great. That's a very good way to explain how SEO, AEO, and GEO are. Obviously, it's not they're not exclusive. They all work mutually together, and it's you explained it very well. There is a foundation, and then on top of that, then you layer it with something else, and then you bring in the generative part of it. Very, very interesting, and and therefore I understand what you're saying is that brands should be focusing on all the three. Okay, but to that, now the brands generally have limited budgets. Okay, especially when we go to B2B brands. Okay, I'm sure you would be experiencing that also. So and in B2B marketing, you would not get that kind of budgets. Now, in a case like that, okay, so what is it that the brand should actually prioritize? While all the three are important, what should a brand focus with limited budgets? Is it the middle layer, the top layer, the base?
Instead of prioritizing three of them, I would think you do all three. But you need to focus on what keywords or what topics or where you want to rank. For example, with SEO, I think we used to keep it very wide. We used to have like top of the funnel, middle, bottom, everything was covered. The net was very wide. You can still keep it that way. So SEO can still be, that discovery, because SEO also will give you that authority, topical authority, because of the nature of the keywords you're optimizing for and the volume of content. So SEO can still remain your wider net for top of funnel. You could look at middle and bottom of funnel prompts and searches for your AEO and GEO. For example, if somebody is searching for the best CRM platform for banks, your brand should be there. You definitely want to be one of those folks listed there. You may not want to be the best listed for, let's say, CRM strategies a CRM manager should implement or something like that. That's okay. In the AI search. Maybe in the SEO you'll still be there, but in the AI you might not show up. But when somebody is making a purchase decision, you need to be there. So maybe if you are limited in terms of the efforts you can put and the budgets. So AEO is not very different. It's just what you're writing. You write it in a format that's more like in question answers. Yeah, it's more suitable for the AI engine. Yeah, so that's not very difficult. I think you can still achieve. GEO is where you will need to get a lot of third-party citations, a lot of PR and all of that, which probably involves higher spends. But I think brands do that anyways.
Yeah, brands do that
so
anyways.
It's about, again, optimizing what your PR contains. Probably you're doing a lot of PRs, making sure you're having the right terms and the right information there from a AEO lens also.
Got it.
And that should do the trick. You really don't need to go out there and start something new.
Okay, great. So optimize it or prioritize it as per the need of your brand, and therefore focus on the areas that which you think is going to build that. Okay, great. So we spoke about all these three new, SEO obviously is the oldest one, AEO and GEO and all of that. So now, traditionally, we have always seen that, visibility is meant, you rank high on search. Okay, if I am ranking high on search, that means I have got a good visibility, and this is traditionally the case, which is still today also probably valid, because when somebody is searching for like CRM for bank, if I am on the top, then it's great for me. Okay, but what is happening is that when you look at the AI world right now, what is happening, what we're seeing is that it is being more referenced rather than being ranked. Differentiate one is being referenced and being on top. What is the difference between them, and how do you differentiate that part? And therefore, how do you measure success now? Because I might not be ranking on the top because of AEO or GEO, but I might be referenced. So how do you really think about success here?
Yeah, that's very interesting, because when it comes to AEO, GEO, what we've seen is you need not be like the top 10 in the SEO always. If you have the most relevant information and it's authentic and genuine, you will show up there. So like I mentioned, I think we were also internally, we've been looking at newer metrics, how do we measure success. So ranking is still important. It is, because end of the day you need to have those topics and you need to make sure. So you need to keep your eyes on the rankings. But what we also need to look at is share of voice and AI visibility, two top metrics that come to mind. So if you look at it from an example, if somebody is looking for customer retention strategies, does my research show up? If it shows up, that's visibility, and I'm counting that. And how many times because everybody is not searching with the same sort of questions. So if if there are 100 searches, how many of them include my data? So that's the share of voice. And I think these are two metrics you need to keep track of for those, again, the limited keywords or the topics that you're interested in.
Got it.
That could really help you understand where you are and what the gaps are.
Okay, so share of voice and the other one you mentioned
Visibility.
is visibility. So both is what you need to keep a focus on. To that point now staying on the ranking point of view, ranking is now not very important for marketers. Okay, it's not a scoreboard anymore. Okay, I'm on 20 keywords, I am ranked on so. So if that's not a scoreboard anymore, then how should I track these keywords then? One is obviously mentioned about share of voice and visibility, but apart from that, any other things that I can look at?
So I think what we have been also looking at is the AI traffic. Apart from the it's part of the organic traffic, it comes under the referral. But the AI traffic that is coming to your website,
right.
And if I look at a breakup of how that traffic looks like, usually I think about 50% still comes from AI overviews from Google. So 50% of the folks are still searching over there. Another 30% or so is coming from GPT, and the rest is from the other platforms. So keeping an eye on these metrics and seeing how they perform, and I'm sure anybody checks it now. Currently, it must be a good upward trend on the AI traffic, because the organic traffic that you're seeing from SEO or Google.com is suddenly coming from all these other platforms. May not be as much, but it is definitely coming from there. So I think AI traffic is something we should look at. We should also look at leads coming from AI platforms.
Oh, is it? Okay.
ChatGPT helps you track leads. You can't track from the others because we've not come across a system yet where you could do that. But ChatGPT adds UTM parameters, so it shows up.
Is it?
Yeah. So you can definitely track that.
Okay, but it's not like so you have those links on ChatGPT, and when I click, so because of the UTM parameters, I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so basically what he's saying is that look at the AI traffic, and how much it is increasing month on month. In fact, we were looking at some of this data, and I think a year back our AI traffic probably would have been about 2%. Okay, very, very minimal. But I think post a year, I think that number has gone up to about 6 to 7%. Okay, and it is increasing.
Yeah.
So I think AI traffic is important from the overall perspective. Great. So I think that's a good point in terms of how, while it's a growing trend or a segment, and there will be a lot more coming in, but it's a good way to actually keep a tab on things. Great. That brings to a very important topic, which is basically the content in the age of AI. Okay, now content has been the fuel behind SEO. Okay, the better the content you have, the kind of content you have on your website and all, really helps you in getting you a proper ranking or visibility, or obviously being on the top. Okay, but now AI is giving you answers, which is great, because people are asking questions and it is more about answers, so they're getting the answers instantly. So what do you think in this space of AI now? Do you think having generic content currently that we have on our websites and all, or content which I won't say boring, but which is not like very interesting and all, which probably will not catch the AI framework and all. So what do you think in this kind of a thing, space of AI search where it is happening? So do you think quality is important or quantity is important here? How does that matter from a content perspective, pure play content perspective?
I think SEO also was heading in the same direction over the past few years, where they were more optimizing for authentic, genuine content. They were not as much focused on the keyword. Of course, keyword optimization needs to be there. I think we need to move away from this keyword optimization being the hack for showing up and ranking. I'm not saying we should not do it, but we probably need to balance it out. It's not the ultimate thing that is there for brands anymore. Few things that will matter at least in the limited experiments that we have done and we have seen. One of them is having authentic content. Of course, AI believes in information gain.
Right.
It just loves information gain.
Yeah.
So if you have genuine, authentic content, so if I've produced a report, how do I make sure the data from that shows up there? We have case studies on a particular topic. How do we include them there?
Right.
Because this is information nobody is going to find anywhere. And most importantly, UGC. How do you embed user-generated content more and more into what you're producing? Because then the user is the SME. So then it sort of adds more validation to whatever you're saying versus
Right.
a vendor or a brand saying that.
Right.
So these things while you're developing content definitely help. So it can still be boring, but it needs to be authentic and genuine and written for humans and for intelligence, I think.
Right.
From writing for algorithms,
Right.
maybe we are writing for somebody
More
who's
human.
more intelligent.
More intelligent.
I think we're always writing for humans, but we were trying to optimize for algorithms. Now we probably need to look at
Optimize
intelligence.
for humans now. Okay.
Yeah. That's one part. The other part is it also matters what you're being referred to as outside of your own website or your own properties. If you look at a lot of AI search data and the links that come in, most of them are third party. So if I'm, they usually tend to refer third party, authentic, high domain websites, trusted websites, versus a brand calling themselves the best. So I think it's important to, like the SEO had the backlink strategy.
Yeah.
Maybe you can change it to mentions. You don't necessarily need to have a backlink anymore,
Right.
but you need to be mentioned in all those important posts in the right places, which AI is referring to. So a lot more op-eds maybe will make more sense for a brand to invest in op-eds, PR like I mentioned earlier. Also, if you're able to get your customers to speak about you on their LinkedIn, if you're able to get your partners to speak about you in that context. And so I think AI looks at all of these to build domain authority, not necessarily what you're saying about yourself.
I think what you're saying is that, it has to be content from everywhere.
Yeah.
And good, positive content, probably content which really talks about the brand's authority, and which will obviously create that trust also.
So if I take the CRM example, I mean, I can tell 10 things why I am the best CRM for banks.
Right.
But if you have somebody from a bank say why you are the best, that's much more valuable for
that
an
adds more. From your case, or understanding, what are some of the kind of content formats therefore will emerge now? Because I think mostly it was all articles and all of that on SEO kind of a thing. But now what you mentioned is that different kind of places we'll have to have different kind. So what are the different kind of content pieces that you have seen that people have started kind of using to help the AI engine to actually bring that together?
I think initially it was mostly text based, and maybe PDFs and all of that. But now, of course, AI can even crawl images. So images would work. Social media, a lot of times LinkedIn gets referenced. So somebody's LinkedIn post, LinkedIn Pulse gets referenced. It can also be videos, which is upcoming, I'm thinking. It's not yet, I don't see too many videos being referenced. I don't know if it is a lack of videos in the B2B space that is not getting referenced or why. But I think videos are a popular medium anyways. And I'm guessing it's a matter of time before all of these formats come in. So I think format is okay, as long as the information is accurate and genuine and something new, something fresh that you have to offer. So you can't look at 5 different websites and do your own summary of all of them and write anymore. I mean, you can still do it, but it wouldn't mean much to the AI engine because it can figure that you looked at those 5 places. So what is it that you're bringing? Because that helps you build your authority and topical expertise as well. Got it.
I think this is a very, very good point that you mentioned, because so this completely changes the content strategy now. Earlier I think probably the brands would be focusing on their website content and all of that, but now you need to start focusing not just on your website. Okay, your website has your content, but you also need to have your social media strategy and the content that you're going to use there. You're going to also focus on the video content that you're going to create, which might come soon when AI starts crawling it. So I think the content that you are there across multiple platforms, I think that's where the game is going to change. The content strategy completely changes now.
I think all of these have been parts of your content strategy, but
Yes.
not from an organic growth. Like organic growth was viewed as this
Yes.
SEO engine that was running it.
That is the-
Now all of these are going to contribute.
Now it is all going to come together,
Yeah.
because everything was silos. Now it all comes together, And
including
that's-
the PR that you're doing, which was not anywhere close
It
to.
was not there, yeah.
Even that would be part of
Yeah.
your.
So therefore, your PR stories and how you want to talk about
Yeah.
in PR is also very important.
Yeah.
Okay, so then and your customers' testimonials becomes important.
Super
so these
important.
are the kind of
Yeah.
stories that are going to come. Great. So I think it's going to be a game changing for a lot of people, because you need to rethink your content strategy. You need to start building newer content probably, or think how good I can be in my content and its placement also. Now that brings to another point that we kind of discussed also in the beginning, which is the traffic. Okay, it was the biggest concern for marketers. Is that my traffic is dropping? As I mentioned to you, the traffic from search, especially SEO, has gone down. Not very much, but eventually it will go down. AI traffic is contributing to about 5 to 6% now, or probably more for some brands. Okay, depending on the category and they are there. So from a KPI perspective, now when AI traffic is there, okay, and in SEO we used to talk the key KPI used to be ranking. If I have one is ranking and how much traffic I am able to bring, because it's not paid search where I have to pay for every click and get traffic. Organic traffic was always the largest chunk. Okay, so in this case, what KPIs that you are looking at right now, and what are the KPIs that you are focusing on?
I think in the current scenario, of course, I mentioned a couple of them earlier: AI search, visibility, and AI search voice share of voice within AI.
Yeah.
These would be critical. Outside of that, like you mentioned, and we were always looking at traffic. SEO was optimized for bringing traffic to your website.
Correct.
That's not the case anymore. So brands also need to shift into this mindset of looking at AI as another destination for meeting their customers, which means that it's not necessary you're always looking at traffic.
Right.
You are also looking, so in case somebody is searching for the top retention strategies and your brand shows up there, that's enough. I think that's a win for the brand. So I think some of these should be measured. You could also do a competitive, similar to what you do in SEO. You could look at where your competitors are, what are the gaps that you have.
Correct.
And try to close those gaps as well. So that's also something you can do, and try to expand more and more in terms of your coverage.
Got it.
So that could be another area that brands look at, saying these are avenues for me to grow.
Got it. So will it be fair to say that the search space or the search landscape is now moving from a traffic building channel to an influence channel?
Yeah, I think definitely that's going to be the scenario. It's going to be super critical for brands to show up, especially like you mentioned, influencing purchase decisions,
Right.
Because that's where you need to be showing up when somebody is searching. It's more likely that people are going to use AI platforms in the future than go into Google and start searching and then go and click on websites. So that's completely changing, already changed. I don't know how many of us still do that. So it is definitely more a channel for influencing. So I have this example that maybe I can give. So with SEO, it was flyers on the wall and people passing by would probably look at it.
Yes.
With AI, it's probably a good friend who's recommending you. So that's the change.
That's the change. That's a very good way of putting it together. Putting it and saying AI is your friend and one was a flyer. Okay, so in your mind, where is the future now? What does the future hold for us? Because I think discovery of things is going to evolve very fast. Okay, people are now not probably, I think 5 or 10 years down the line when we discuss again, I think there will be no way people are clicking on things. Okay, that whole metrics of discovery becomes more of an answers, more of influence, more of being referenced and all of that. So where do you see the future right now in the next probably 3-4 years, and what are the kind of things that are going to change in this entire space?
I think things are going to change much faster than 10 years. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we are in the age of AI agents already.
Yes.
And I'm sure, if not everywhere, at least some folks, and I'm sure very soon it will be a common norm, that procurement research is not done by humans. It's probably done by an AI agent for the marketing team, and giving them some very detailed reports about which brand and what are the pros, cons, all of that. So while today's humans are doing it, it'll probably be an agent, already an agent, or very soon more commonly used as an agent. So we are looking at an era where search is still going to be relevant, though. People are still going to be searching. So that's not changing. I think what will change is to be more authentic, genuine. It doesn't matter anymore whether you're like I said, writing generic blogs and volume games are out. I think you should not really focus on that. You produce less but produce really valuable content that is useful for your audience. So I think if you're able to picturize your customer, their pain points, and genuinely try to solve them versus just trying to post content on certain topics on your site or on your social media or wherever, that content is going to last longer. That's going to resonate better. So in terms of search, I feel like content is, so it's just going to change in the way that it's going to be more authentic and genuine, and whoever's that is going to win.
Got it. And any example or any brand that you have seen lately which has been doing this, which has already started doing this? Obviously it's very early to say, but any brand that you have seen lately which is doing this very, very well, or has already started that and is way ahead of others?
I think most brands are in the same journey.
Okay.
We are all trying to navigate. But I feel like HubSpot recently had a video where they spoke about how they have set this up for themselves.
Okay.
So they had a very detailed program about how they would go from research till producing, and then making sure they rank and distribution, all of that. So maybe that's a good model to follow.
Oh, okay, interesting. So I think HubSpot has been doing some really good marketing. I've been hearing HubSpot from most of my guests that I've had, and I'm sure they're doing a great job.
They've always been the number one in B2B marketing.
I think the fantastic work they're doing.
So they cracked SEO way before anybody else. Yes, so they are always ahead.
Perfect. That's good. So closing on our discussion, I think we had some good points out there. One mindset shift marketers need to make right now to stay relevant in this AI led or the AI first world. What would that be?
I think marketers are already built that way. I think marketers always like to learn, explore, innovate, try. So I think they should just keep doing that. Because things around them are moving really fast. So I think if they stick to that and are open to ideas and open to new platforms, tools, methods, maybe that's the only thing.
Great. So I think this whole learn, unlearn and learn, I think that's I think one of the key things that we've been also taught in marketing, and that keeps on going, and you keep on doing that. That's great.
Because the space in which you're operating is moving on. Your audience is moving on. Your customers are moving on. They're moving on from channel to channel, or maybe their consumption formats or their interests or anything. So you don't have a choice but to be that way.
In fact, it's a good point also. And if you look at the way the consumer is changing, and let's look at not AI search and all, but if I have to just give you a parallel to this, let's look at video. Okay, television used to be one of the biggest form of video consumption, and look at now, people have moved out of television. People have cut the cord, and it's all about digital screens, and then the rise of mobile phones or smartphones, which really led to that. So I think, and that's how the brands also change, or the market has also changed their view of how to do video marketing. Okay, and that's and that's what is going to happen in AI search, is what I
Absolutely.
understand. Fantastic. I think Great points, Akshata. Thank you so much for sharing your views. And it was good to understand some of these nuances of SEO, AEO, GEO, so many terminologies going around and seeing how it really works. And what I take from, I would just summarize this in one word, because it's pretty, early stages now. A lot of exploration is happening right now. In my view, I think what I take from here is that search is not going to disappear. It's going to stay. But the rules of discovery are going to be rewritten. Okay, so that's where AI search is going to be. People need to start focusing on the quality of content, the kind of content they want to put, and therefore be relevant in the entire.
Yeah, I think absolutely. And listen to your customers.
Yes.
And see where they are.
Yeah.
Because that's the major driver for
Right.
any change.
Right. Perfect. Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Akshata, for sharing your views with us. It was great having you on the show. Any last comments or any last things that you would want to share with our viewers? It'll be great.
I think it was a great experience. I thank you for the opportunity. I just enjoyed this. And my takeaway also from this has been the same. I think we should keep exploring, learning. I definitely gained some interesting points from what you see, your views on the B2B space, which is very different. So yeah, I think this was a good podcast for me. Thank you.
Okay. For our viewers, thank you for tuning in to B2B Marketing Podcast. For more such conversations, join us at B2B World Summit and Awards 2026 on 20th March in Bangalore. Until next time, visibility isn't just about being found anymore. It's about being trusted and referenced. Thank you.